Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17, and we are welcoming back a very special guest, writer, director, actor extraordinaire. We got Mr. Carter Daniel. How you doing?
Doing good, Josh. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to have good people around.
Hey, second that.
Oh yeah. So last time you were on, we kind of covered your your earlier life and kind of like what led you to where you are, and then we talked about your films
And that was cool. Haven't really done that. Definitely not on camera. So yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys got my whole story. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and I will say that you were a big hit for a lot of people.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. I love doing it. That was my second on-camera interview. I love them all equally, but it's so cool. Something I never thought I'd do. So very
yeah.
happy to do it.
Oh yeah. All right, so let's get right into it. Something strange happened from the last time you were on to now.
Well, it started happening, I think, before we did that interview. Because at Living Dead Weekends, we filmed a week after Axis Run. We filmed a few scenes for my next project, Fishtail Strange Axis, at the Monroeville Mall in Pittsburgh. That was very exciting. And since then, yeah, I mean, can you guys see these bags under my eyes? They are real. It has been nonstop, 24/7 filmmaking for my next project, which I call them short films, but this one, current runtime is around 54 minutes. So almost feature length. We're getting up there. I've started calling it a film.
Oh yeah.
It's something I've always wanted to do in terms of it's a love story, it's a sci-fi epic. There's adventure, there's murder, there's mystery. It's a spy thriller. There's elements of Giallo's. It ties to everything I've done, but also expands on it all and sets a million things up for my fifth and final short. We also introduced the character of Alina, played by Zelly Younce. There's the mask back there, and here's the Axis mask. She's never acted on screen before. She's a theater actress, but she does incredible, and that's a character that's going to be really important to the future. So yeah, you could say I've been up to a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot of filming in the cold too. That's the first thing I'll say. Last time I was like, oh, these shoots are so great. This one was brutal. In like 13-degree weather, filming on iPhones. I mean, you got your work cut out for you, but
yeah.
just forced me to get more creative and made it work. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it was rough.
Oh yeah. So unbeknownst to you, I actually had a few fan questions sent in to me to ask you. And God's honest truth, one of the questions I actually 100% want to know the answer to. Also, why call it Fishtails and Axis?
Why not call it Fish and Axis?
Yeah.
Okay. I always wanted to do a trilogy, and with 0 Hour, I realized I had sort of a John Kramer issue on my hands where Fish died in Kingpin of Gotham, the short film he was in. I knew at the time we were kind of shooting ourselves in the foot there, but that really put me into a box, and I was like, all right, 0 Hour is going to show his sort of last adventure, and then I want to make a trilogy kind of backwards, and like just all the characters and the sons and whatnot, everyone sort of refers to everything, like it all lines up, but then really go back and tell the story. And we made Axis Run, and it was literally the 2 nights before it premiered. I was screening it for Craig Geiger, our producer, and who plays Hugo Strange. Great guy, really, really driven. And he turned to me after it was done, loved it, and he said, is it too late to call it Fish and Axis? And I was like, we filmed the title screen that says Fish, like that took a whole night. There's posters out, there's trailer. It's just a little too late, but I love the idea. I've really thought of that because it is kind of the story of their friendship, and that'll be like a through line through everything. They're both in Dent, even though separately and not even really showing their friends.
Yeah.
Great question, but I wanted a trilogy, have 3 called Fishtails.
Yeah.
Plus, they all got pretty unique titles. Maybe that's a story yet to be told, like a little offshoot.
Oh yeah.
Adventure.
So second fan question is, when you are getting the people to play these characters, what is the most important thing you look for?
The first thing I look for in an actor is believability. The second thing I look for is dependability. I think both are really important. Believability because I need to see them deliver these lines and talk as this character and see what they try. There's some great actors in the short who gave their first auditions maybe weren't the best, and I was like, try doing this, do it this way, and we've really gotten great performances. Dependability I look at because these are people that we're filming at my house, we're filming at my work. I'm paying them, it's like all this stuff, and it's like I just want it to work and all the cogs to spin perfectly. I also ask people what they think about the character because these are a lot of these, and for Strange Axis, Marie Centauri, Floyd Ventress, and there's another character. There's a few characters that like have been mentioned now for a few stories, and I've really been setting them up. So now to like get to put someone in there, I get to say, hey, not only what's your interpretation of this character, but go back and watch these short films.
Oh yeah.
And Linux and Partagas, they were mentioned in Axis Front. So again, it's like I'm weaving up to this big culminating story. I've said everything out in the open. But yeah, I really want to set these characters up so that when I finally have an actor cast as them, you'll go back and look at those mentions with a different sort of context and get to see them. New characters too. There's tons of people that'll just suggest I want to act and they'll get to be in a scene.
Oh yeah.
Entirely depends, but I love the process. And I'll say this project, I have not a single complaint about anybody that I've worked with. I mean that wholeheartedly. We've shot in the cold. We've shot action scenes in mediocre temperature. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. People had chances to be difficult. No one was.
Oh yeah.
From the mall shoot to last weekend at work. Oh no, Thursday at work and Wednesday. Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks of pickups.
Oh yeah.
No complaints. Everyone's been terrific. So I guess I'm doing something right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So kind of walk us through, since you made the other films, you got this one coming out, and then you do have something for the future.
Yep. Few things.
So once you make your final short, what does the Danielverse have in store?
That is a great question. I ask myself. I'm going to be Spielberg here. That's a great question. What a great question. I ask myself that every day. I think about it every day. I have actually quite a few things I want to work on. There's one project I mentioned last time called the Dynamite Division. That was looking like a sure thing. Although I will say Strange Axis has gotten so big. It's been so exhausting of a shoot. I can't imagine Outlaws being bigger and not killing me. So I'm really going to focus and make Outlaws of Gotham, the fifth and final short, be the best that it possibly can. And I might need a break. I'm going to have to see. But I will always be shooting stuff and whatnot. The way it's looking, I'd like to do Outlaws, and then for some fun summer projects, I have some sort of movie within a movie type things I want to do, like things that'll play on TVs in future shorts, or could pop up in someone else's project if they need something. But actually spend like a few days and really film stuff. I have one on a dog, our dog who's a Shih Tzu. Her name's Frida. She's pretty exotic. I was like, hey, that could be a documentary. Just get cool shots of the dog walking, and we'll think of stuff. I want to do an exploitation film that can play on a TV, something really crazy and out there. I still want to make the Giallo. I actually want to make 3. I think I mentioned that last time, but I do want to make 3. I don't know if I want to do them as movies, though. I've had such a good time making Strange Axis, despite the size of it and scale of it being overwhelming and huge and whew. So much fun. I kind of would love to do it as short films just like this and just make it 40-minute love story Giallo epic set in middle of nowhere Ohio. I'm still looking at those. Originally I was going to make that movie this summer, but look at Kevin Smith announcing stuff. Stuff gets pushed back. It happens.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be like, I need a break, I need this and that. I want to focus on, there is a trilogy, a Dynamite Division trilogy that would be sort of the second phase of the Danielverse. And that's something that I'm talking now. Zella has come on as a creative consultant, so she has tons of stuff about the lore. She writes names, does designs. So I'm working with her and Craig to really build out that story and what it will be.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely gonna sit down soon and have brass tacks conversations about all right, Alina's part in it, this part in it, and that will be after Outlaws, which I really do want to treat as the end of everything. I want to really close all the doors. Most of the doors. There's some elements on Earth that'll play in the future stories, and obviously stuff with the Pathfinders that'll be important.
Oh yeah.
Lots of stuff, but this has been such a fulfilling planned 5 film saga. Uh, if you count the 5 Gotham shorts and my first film, Violent Justice, it's been so fulfilling. You know, I might want to take just a complete month off once Outlaws is out and be like, it's out there. And Outlaws will end with a few lingering threads in neat ways they'll be satisfying at the end, but also they'll kind of leave you wondering, like, oh, how's that going to be addressed?
Oh yeah.
So lots in store, and I'll be starring in other stuff. Not there too, of course.
Not there too, yes.
A lot of projects, whatever I can do.
Oh yeah. There is one more fan question, and this is a question that kind of relatively just started coming up in other conversations with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Quentin Tarantino releasing the Kill Bill whole story, do you foresee a Danielverse whole story of, Fishtails?
Is Craig Geiger asking these questions? 2 for 2 with stuff I've been asked in the past few days. He said I should make an edit of the Fish trilogy. That would be cool. You know, I have thought about that too.
Oh yeah.
Getting the RAM space would be the trick, because little behind the scenes tidbit about my shorts. I shot both 0 Hour Indent and 1080p.
Okay.
Because I knew like 4K is just kind of upscale 1080p, but also I was just coming back into it. I didn't want to go all out and shots out of focus in 4K, and that doesn't look great.
Oh yeah.
So I was able to make those work on a laptop a Chromebook that I'd gotten for free, or a MacBook, but it only had 250 gigabytes on it. So that's where shooting 0 Hour and 1080p. Oh, there was like 17 scenes, so simple. Dent was tricky, and by the end of that shoot, I really had to like shoot and like export footage conservatively to really like save on footage, because that was ginormous. Axis Run also shot very conservatively. Made that 30-minute short work on 250 gigabytes. I think we're only at 210. People who were there shooting that will tell you, like, I was like, this shot, then this shot, which will connect to this shot. Like, I was like not taking any chances, because if you have too much space on your MacBook, then you can't edit, and that's not good. So I didn't want to have that. And I have external drives and stuff, but I'm talking for simplicity's sake of moving a laptop, maybe I want to open it for 5 minutes and work on something.
Yeah.
And for this project, I got a new MacBook that I bought, and now we're able to shoot a ton. But I'm still editing the behind the scenes. There's over 4 hours of behind the scenes footage.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
But it's also, we jumped to 4K too for Axis Run, so jumping formats. So with a supercut, I guess you'd kind of deal with slight format shifts, but I'm still very happy with the look and how things have grown. I'll say Strange Axis is definitely I think I'd call it my best work. Still got to finalize a few things, but it might not reach the emotional heights of Dent, but I mean, every other element is at least better, a little or a lot. Some people even, speaking of which, fans said, I like your work, but you should turn down your saturations a little bit. Ooh, don't tell me that. I cranked it up for this one, actually, because like 3 people, 3 very nice people were like, you should turn it down. I'm like, I think I should crank it up to 11 one more time.
Oh yeah.
So green, there's a lot of green color motif. There's a lot of it's strategic too. I'll let people kind of see if they can figure out what I'm saying from a few shots. Maybe a super edit one day.
Oh yeah.
I'll find the space.
There you go.
I'll try.
So the last time you were here was a month before a certain award show happened.
Oh yeah.
And
that's right.
So being nominated in the NC-17 awards is the easy part.
Oh yeah, I got 20 noms.
Oh yeah.
That was a win. That was so cool.
But winning when you're up against, I'm gonna say, like, empires of the independent scene, sometimes can be the worst feeling, because I don't choose who wins these NC-17 awards. I want everybody to know that. There's a group of people.
He's not lying.
So when I got notice of all the winners and I saw Dent on there, I thought the award it won, which I'll let you tell, I thought the award it won was fitting.
It was for Best Cinematography, which I don't want to say called it or I knew it, but in my heart it just kind of felt right because that was the project where I really, every shot I wanted to make super epic and sweeping. Like my love of Dario Argento subconsciously is on full display there, and I realize it more and more upon rewatches. It's also a flex because it was shot on a second generation iPhone SE, which is a camera from 2020. And I've taken some criticism for that, but I'm very happy with taking this camera, getting that old, 2000s aesthetic look. Now that it's in 4K, I get to even like refine it even more.
Oh yeah.
So I get to keep working on the look. But so many people helped shoot that. Mainly my sister, my little sister Ella. But Marley filmed shots. There's shots I filmed. Riley, who plays Jonah Centauri, filmed shots. There was so many people that helped work and make that project what it was.
Oh yeah.
But when I get the plaque, it's going to go to my sister Ella because she shot most of it, and she did incredible. She really probably broke some child labor laws by having her work so many hours. Now that I think about it, because it was literally like, all right, we're starting at 9 a.m. or I need you on set by 9 a.m. and then we started at 10 a.m. and we finished at like 5 that one Saturday. Wow.
Dang.
But she did it. She paid her, compensated her. It was all good.
Oh,
a lot of scenes, but she did incredible. It's an unforgettable experience though, so it kind of pays for itself.
Oh yeah. The thing about winning things, sometimes to me it's not about awards. Sometimes it's about once you have the film out and people see it, you've already won.
That's the If you can get people to watch your short film, that's a win.
Oh yeah. And I will say dent 15 times. So
I remembered it being 10 as of this morning, so what a cool thing to update.
Yeah. And also, like I said earlier, I did have a group of friends over here recently. We watched it again, and 2 of the group stood up and clapped and cheered. So and I know they'll be watching this later because I told them I'm interviewing you.
Thank
today.
you. That is so cool. From a guy from small town Ohio who just runs an eBay store. Like that's like the coolest thing that my hobby thing really made people. Craig Geiger, who watched it, the producer, and he plays Jim Gordon and Hugo Strange. He was the first person to see a rough cut of Dent, and his face was like he was at a loss for words. Like I have not seen, and I'm not used to like putting an output in the world that makes people have that reaction. And he was just like, I'm blown away. You almost cried at a certain point at the end. Like it was. I was watching him the whole time. Like, working? Oh my god! Like you never know. You got to remain objective. Even now, making Strange Access, I'm very happy with it. I'll say it's great, but until it's out in the world and people have seen it, form their own opinions, you got to stay objective about it. And
oh yeah.
I never thought I'd be nominated for anything. So the fact I won, it's pretty cool. I won and then I won again.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah. So let's kind of go with Strange Access for a moment because
new project.
Couple people that we are familiar with.
Very true. We have some mutuals.
Oh yeah, they show up. I don't want to spoil nothing, but they show up in the film. But I do want to say a big shout out to not only Marley Arnold but also Brian Reif, 2 of the best people you could ever work with.
They're solid.
Oh yeah.
I worked with one repeatedly and the other twice, and I have good things to say about both.
Oh yeah.
Very good work ethic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And in this industry, you have to have a good work ethic.
Yeah. No kidding.
But there's a moment where you start seeing this project come to life. What moment was it for you that was like bittersweet to where you knew it was coming to an end? But what was your one moment that was just like maybe even got you almost to a point to where you were emotional?
There's actually 2 moments. I think I would think the first one I would say is when I first cast Zella and we first met. I had her come over and she had so many great questions, Zella Younts, about the script, about the character, about the world. Like it was almost intoxicating. I'm like, oh man, I wish more people asked this many questions. Like I really want to answer these questions. I think about it all day. Who's Kuda and all this stuff. Oh, it was so cool. And we really hit it off. She understood the character, was able to make it work schedule-wise. That was the first moment where we had so many Alinas, like, not make it. Some of them were too old. There were just things with the casting that is just not right for the part. Nothing against anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And an actress that was supposed to play the character, and we had talked for a bit, dropped out. So when Zella was able to come in and play that role perfectly, honestly, it seems like a dream role for her. That was like really, I was like, this project's it. Because we'd already filmed huge scenes and some scenes around that character, and we just hadn't had that character yet.
Oh, yeah.
The other was the final day of shooting with Zella, where I had realized like how much easier she had made production because she had never acted on screen before and she wanted to learn all this stuff. So there's dolly shots she was filming and this and that, and it was then when she went away and I was like, wow, this is almost done, and this was the hardest thing I've ever done, one of the longest things I've ever done. One of the most tiring, exhausting, cold things I've ever done, and I would also call it one of the best experiences of my life.
Oh, yeah.
The hustle I've shown, people have shown, the lack of complaining, everything. Everyone really cared about being there. Everyone, every second, really cared. I can't say that about my last 3 projects. There's some people that kind of found out later didn't care as much as they said they did, which is dishonest.
True.
I have nothing. So it was just a general point of people going away near the end of production.
Oh, yeah.
But for once it wasn't sad and depressing. It was very nice and beautiful in a way because I got to see all my friends every day. Because I got to edit these scenes and I got to relive constantly all these great memories of shooting with Zella, Brian, Nicholas Antonucci, so many people. Francis, great people in this cast. And some of them are people I've worked with and some of them are new people. And some of them are non-actors. I've actually joked, I think there's more real actors in Fishtail Strange Axis than there are in Marty Supreme. Cade, you can quote me on
that. So let's kind of shift gears for a moment because being in this industry, there's this, and I always ask lately one question, and it's just one question about something that's very controversial right now. AI versus human. That seems to be the big debate right now because Hollywood is using so much AI. I mean, so much.
Since we last talked, it's everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's in my nightmares. It's on all my social media. I'm now seeing Elon Musk get kidnapped by King Von. I'm seeing Tom Cruise fight Brad Pitt. I actually, you know what? As a strong, an artist with strong opinions, I do look at most of it and just laugh.
Oh,
It is how can you not have fun seeing Tom Hanks tell the president that Sydney Sweeney, they're using AI to replace every girl ever with Sydney Sweeney? You can't, how can you not laugh at that?
True.
To be fair, I think storytelling is cooked as a result. Nothing's valuable anymore. Nothing's worth anything. Images are just it's insane. It is insane. The AI takeover has begun. We let it happen, but whatever. There's no AI in Strange Axis. There might be AI on someone's phone who's on screen, but not anywhere in the development, I don't think.
So the practical effect that people have, your movies are so embedded with practical effects.
Grounded.
Yes, grounded. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
I think that independent actors and directors such as yourself and just some other people who are relying on the practical effect are bringing that more to the forefront than it has ever been, period. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's something I kind of noticed in 2018 when I went to college, and there was there's Mission Impossible Fallout, there was some other stuff, and I realized that I think filmmakers, I could feel it as someone who wanted to filmmake and could read movies. It felt like filmmakers were getting tired of CGI being able to do anything. We'd had that for 18, 15 years, however long, and it'd become longer than that even. So I find it even more a fun challenge in this day when storytelling feels more under attack to say, no, I'm going to completely do this handmade. Zella's become now a creative consultant. I have her on our, recently I had her write a whole bunch of names.
Oh, yeah.
Tons of names. She did drawings of characters, symbols. I love just seeing what a person comes up with.
Oh, yeah.
Doing that. I think it's really important, and I found a lot of freedom in it, a lot of fun, and a million things change on the fly as a result. People suggest stuff, in a scene. stuff with the look. Marley Arnold's character, Lenexa Sky, originally had a different hat on that she didn't like. And I literally, on the set, the first day of filming with her was when I saw her hat that she decided. I was like, all right, that works.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's a creative input.
Yeah.
I like to look at my shots and say, AI could never.
Oh, yeah.
It can try, but
Oh, yeah.
it wouldn't feel the same.
Exactly.
And also, I have not leaned as much into practical gore effects as I want to, but my storytelling's kind of, it's just sort of a different vibe than that.
Oh, yeah.
Also, effects are messy and take time.
True.
When you're working on company property and whatnot. But
oh, yeah.
I believe in practical. I want to be on a real set with a real actor, film something for real. And if they're on a green screen, it'll be brief and just some motions or, I don't know, some...
Oh, yeah.
There's some trippy stuff in this next project. You'll see.
Oh, yeah. I can only preference what I've done with Not There.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we went straight practical effect on everything. Like, there was, no CGI, no AI. I believe CGI invited AI to the party.
Yeah. And they go hand in hand, and you get, Nick Cage talking about his Flash cameo, and he's talking about both. And it's like, it wasn't AI, it was CGI. And I'm like, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. We're starting to lose. It's getting jumbled.
Oh, yeah. So, I actually have had the pleasure of working with you on Not There.
Yep.
And
I had the pleasure of working for you as a cameraman, and great experience. Prepared me for Outlaws quite a bit, shooting on the same camera.
So, with everything that was going on then, because we filmed in November, and then we filmed in 8 days. So I like to say this so everyone can know. 2-hour movie, 8 days, $800. Because we took the rest of the money and fed the cast for the week.
What you gotta do. We ate lavishly. I've never been... I don't want to, make expectations unrealistic, but I've never been fed so well. It wasn't quite an Adam Sandler set, but for the indie market, the catering, it felt like that.
Well, I do want to say that going forward, after we did Not There in November, and then you went right into work on Strange Access.
Yep, because I had taken a break, because we had done the mall scene, because we needed to do that Living Dead weekends, and then I took a break to help with your project, and there was casting. Yeah, I didn't do it, correct.
All right, so for the better, I'm just going to say the better half of last year and the beginning of this year, you've been busy.
Non-stop. And that's also with not acting in other projects quite as much, because you meet some crazy people, it's tiring, it's women in your personal life will rip your heart out, and that makes being alone in a car for 4 hours pretty hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you got to drive past where they used to live or still live.
Oh, yeah.
Life's tough. I get it.
Oh, yeah. So being so busy and then also working your regular job. Two jobs. When do you find time to kind of just sit back, unwind, and what do you do when you find that time?
Well, I always find the time. I believe in finding time. Most of the people I've met in my life, I met a lot of successful people who unfortunately have had to work their life away.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why, you get a lot of, they're driving Lamborghinis, but they're 70. What an empty victory. But, other people have lived lives. I work roughly, I have 6 sources of income. I've got my main job where we'll shoot stuff, and I have, I run stores for people, I edit videos. The trailer for Strange Access got me work with someone I used to edit videos with, and we're going to do something.
Oh, that's cool.
So if he pays for it, then I'm going to work for him, but
yeah.
I don't deal with no cheapskates.
Oh,
I get home from work. I usually shower right away. I work in a dirty factory. I manage stuff. I'm working all day. And I'll usually, when don't have to edit, I'll sit there in my bed. I bought a nice brand new bed after a dent, and it's wonderful. I'll sit there and I'll just watch something. I'll just think of, I have so many. Since filmmaking for a year, I've been backed up on new movies I have. I own so many that I just never get to. I buy them at a nice rate. The money appears and pays for them, and it's never a problem like that. But sometimes the time doesn't exist because you're working so much.
Oh, yeah.
But that's one of my favorite things to do. Just relax, lay there, let my bad knee unswell, and my good knee just relax. Just relax and watch something. And usually it'll be on par with what I'm thinking for what I want to make or maybe what I'm writing. I love watching Rodriguez films because, there's so much energy to them, to the filmmaking that I really feel. Same with Michael Bay, though to different degrees. There are sort of directors. most things by Argento, I could like just drop anything and watch, and be like, it doesn't even need to make sense. I don't care. I love it for what it is. But that's what I'll do in the summertime. I like to bike. I lost a bunch of weight a few years ago. Healthy eating and shirtless biking in the countryside, man. Let me tell you, it's a guy's best method.
I wouldn't know about that.
Summer's coming up though.
That's right.
See, we have woods on our property. I love exploring. I love going in the countryside. I love going to these film events. There's a lot of things that I'll do to like calm down and relax. But just getting to sit down, and even when I'm watching a movie, I get to like sort of think in my own world and be like, develop this story I'm thinking on, or I'll think like, what's this character up to, or if we want to put something in this. I try to always stay busy, but never too busy that I burn myself out or I don't have time for the people that I want to have time for.
Oh yeah.
And I'm very happy with how it's gone for a year. Making movie quality short films. 0 hours made in 2 months. Den was made in 2 months, and then I was like, I'm gonna die if I do this. So I took like 4 months to make Strange Access Access Run last year, and I went and I was in a whole bunch of the projects. You really just have to pace yourself. I see so many people in this industry burn themselves out or talking about burnout, and they're volunteering for all these positions. You have to know how to pace yourself and know what you can handle. I've had business training. I've shadowed at big companies. I've been to those fancy auctions like the one in Uncut Gems where they're like bidding. And I was one of those guys tagged along, and I'm just like, wow, I can't even imagine how much is being sung here.
Oh yeah.
So life is as is, but I try to make the most of it.
Oh yeah.
I got no complaints yet.
I do want to talk a little bit about Not There and how we kind of so you came on as a producer.
Yep.
And you asked, hey, can I have a small part? I was like, sure.
Yep. Acting's fun. I like it.
Oh yeah. Unbeknownst at the time how great of a person he is, and that's God's honest truth. We kind of did talk a little bit, about a second character.
Yes, those talks did come up, and that was very close to actually doing it when that second character came up.
Yeah.
And I think you had to have sort of some trust in that we could sell that to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
But although I play multiple characters in my things, it's only really Kingpin of Gotham where I did play both the Fish and Harvey Dent.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell because I left my Apple Watch on, so whoops.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so you had to have a confidence in me and a faith that I could do that. And I tried making both characters different, for how simple it was. They move differently, they talk differently, even though it's the same person.
Oh yeah.
I met a lot of people that look and sound similar, so.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta squint when acting.
So, very true.
Be like, it's his brother, cousin. It doesn't even matter. They're not even related.
So we, in that, I had no issue with that. I was like, cool. It's going to add to the story. But what we came up with, because no one really knows about, like even on the IMDb, it's just, you're Ray.
Yeah.
No one knows about the second character. Now, the backstory for that character is not going to be told. But I will say that...
I know some of it.
Oh, yeah. But I will say that character, you had 100% do what you want. And you're right. Having trust is one thing.
You gave me one parameter to be kind of like this. And it'd been so long since I'd been that character that it was really fun and cool to create that in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, I'll get to mentally go back to the nice life.
But in doing so, I think not only did you show your perimeters of what you can do as an actor, but I think it also showed your dedication to not only making film, but helping other independent actors and directors and whatnot. And to me, that's a respect that I'm always going to repay. That's why no one knows this. Ray is returning for Not There Part 2. So that is an exclusive, actually. No one else knows. So we can put him on the IMDb page now. But
I bail. It's okay.
Oh,
you just catch him at the bar.
Oh yeah. But in doing so, how did your thought process go from Fishtails to Not There back to Fishtails?
It actually was pretty easy in the fact that the mall scenes we shot did not involve my character or any. I make one cameo with some feet real quick. That was my one cameo I could make of the day, which for a shot that's on the ground, I walk by and that was made my day. But because I wasn't in that scene, I just directed it. It was actually very easy to go from directing huge action scenes for your next project that does not have a finished script yet, and the last one just came out, and then go into this project that does have a finished script, but production hurdles that we've overcome, and to actually help it get to the finish line. Oh, yeah. And also, because I shot on my 14, which I'm going to shoot Outlaws on, I was able to practice and really get in, figure out how this camera works. Because it's my phone, or it was at the time. I have a 17 now. Yeah. But, it was my phone and I use it, but I'd never used it like professionally, where it's like, all right, people are counting on me, their schedules and stuff. And that was a really fun challenge to get to do that. And it was kind of funny. There was a bit of a format step back. I had to go back to shooting on the SE, which has the button, and I'm like, okay, these are small. I get that. I finally felt it there. And then I get a 17. I'm like, these are ridiculously tiny. What was I thinking? Statics. I have no regrets with it. But it was actually a very smooth process. I wasn't sure how overall, my involvement would go, but ultimately I had a very good time, and I think the way the best really came out in us. We really worked hard. Yeah, very, very happy with it. It was a very smooth transition, despite the sort of tonal difference there is between two stories.
So another question that I've been kind of pondering is, you're a very visual kind of director.
Yep.
You want everything to kind of shine on its own.
I do, but I'm not like Wes Anderson, where I'm like, it needs to be this way, or we need to get some directors I've worked with, or we put it. It's like like a recipe. You put it all there. You just got to get it to the right.
Oh yeah.
For Strange Axis, there was a bunch of scenes where I had the flu 2 weeks before we went to the bulk of principal photography, so I lost so much time that I would have used for storyboards and like this and that. And Zella and Brian, some other people tell you, there were some days where it's like I wrote down like basic shots I needed, or I would be like, all right, just get everyone here, let me set up the lights, and let me like think, because it's just I had it in my head, and the time didn't exist where I had the strength to put it on paper, but we got it on screen, and I'm very happy with how every scene turned out. Every shot, incredibly happy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So with everything you got going on, and the Danielverse in full swing of, ending one chapter, ending one phase, as you put it earlier, and then getting ready to start phase 2. Between phases, what is your main focus point on closing this chapter and opening this chapter?
Well, I'd never really... This was just sort of a story idea I thought up. Like, we should take Harvey Dent and the Fish and make them, make this huge Star Wars-y kind of big epic thing with dashes of horror in there and whatnot. It's really, I wanted to set up... With Strange Axis, I wanted it to be like Andor Season 2, or some of these shows I've seen with that are so complex and have so many characters, but they're all so well-defined. Everything's clear, you understand. Even big set pieces that seem complicated are actually shot in very simple ways. I really focused on making this the fullest story I could and expanding on all the elements, but also because the next one is the last one and kind of will bridge everything, there is a lot that goes into making sure every character arc lines up, every little casting thing, even people that we de-aged in this last one who are going to be older, like Zella is going to be aged up a bit because we're kind of jumping forward. Strange Axis is fun because, it's like the young prequel. It's like the prequel with everybody, but we made it first. Well, in the middle, kind of. But there's a reason we made it to explain things. And a lot of it, it's actually, I said like 10 elements, but it's going to be like 20 little pieces that are going to lead directly into the final chapter. To say nothing of them building off the last few. It's really about getting everything to the finish line in the most satisfying way. Some characters get cut along the way, some things don't make it, some things change. That just happens. That's part of the process. People get recast. That happens too. One thing I'll say about Outlaws is it's going to be a sort of story. It's going to be like kind of a Gotham story like you've never seen. And it'll be, for the parameters, the focus of it, the way it concludes things, it'll be really neat. Sort of the characters that are involved and some that aren't.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to the finish line, the most satisfying way, I would say. Which is hard because there's so many intricate things I'm gonna have to play to the leads, but
so
with little clues and hints at what's to come. There's stuff starting in Strange Axis that are gonna kind of directly tie to conflicts and characters that come next.
Okay.
Even little things. There's a line Brian has that sort of implies hierarchy, red tape. Yeah, going somewhere with all of it. It's exciting, but also I take it one step at a time. I lay out all the pieces that I know I want to set up for where, but I have not started writing outlaws yet because I wanted to get Strange Axis to the finish line, everything like set in stone, and then I can build off it.
Oh, yeah.
Because then if I build off it too much beforehand, you're like steering a whole ship. It's why like big Marvel studios and whatnot get movies and continuity get muddied up and they mess something up. It's like, well, we just had to change this and we're changing the course of the franchise, but we had 7 movies we were filming at once, and it's like,
oh yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the issue with Hollywood right now is they just want to keep cramming and cramming and cramming. I mean, they got full AI movies coming out now.
AI movies and IPs. And I know I'm making something set in the Batman world, but this is barely Batman. And I'm not a huge... I like Batman, but I'm not a huge fan like people would think. For someone who makes such good Batman stories, you think I'd like really cared about the character. But there's so many IPs, so many sequels they announce. It's like, come on, guys. I know I'm like, in that sandbox, but these are mostly new characters entirely. Yeah. Like, this is a whole new story.
Oh, yeah. I would say, I would venture to say, because I've seen all of them so far,
yep.
I would venture to say that the way you tell your stories is definitely different how DC or Marvel would tell their stories, because they focus on overall large groups.
Yeah.
You focus more on key characters.
I like to focus on the everyman, and also very Andorish, and also taking these characters that are like huge and crazy and incredible, and they're larger than life, but sort of just scaling them down and looking at them in like a very gritty, serious way, but not too serious to where you lose, it becomes campy or this or that. There's a line to ride that I think most storytelling should ride, and it's how mine goes pretty much, with the way characters bounce off each other and whatnot.
Oh yeah. I will say I have re-rated the entire series so far. I don't normally re-rate my movies.
That's cool. All right.
All of them are in the Hall of Fame.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And like each individual one, because I think last time I said like together the whole story was a Hall of Fame movie. But each individual one, because I am now upwards to 15 for Dent, 10 for some other ones. Actually, 10 for both of the other ones. But the thing is to kind of, and it's just my opinion. I have my own rating system. But at the end of the day, it's like, you look at my collection, I'm horror. So if you can come up with, look at my movie. But if you can come up with a good story that has everything completely different from what I would normally gravitate to, and keep me entertained from beginning to end, keep me on the edge of my seat because I'm like, how's this going to end? You've done something that most other people don't do.
That's the power of storytelling. It's just something I believe in. I try to create from the heart. It helps that I have this whole story sort of mapped out in my head, and I knew the trajectory of everyone. Alina, that's a character that was first mentioned in Zero Hour. And she's mentioned quite a bit in Axis Run and almost appears like this is characters that... she was the third character I've been setting up forever. Alina, Marie, Dr. Ventress, Partagaz, Alina. There's even some characters mentioned here that are going to be down the line. Because, and I pointed this out to Zella and Craig recently, I love that all my characters, especially in the Strange Axis, they all know each other. Oh, yeah. Nobody meets for the first time, I don't think. So, it's like, I met him here, and like very real life. And again, taking this, big story, like, these characters have met and lived life, and we're just dropping in for a few seconds. Actually, when I screened a rough cut of Strange Axis last night, I told my producer, Craig, I was like, my headcanon is that in the 6 months between this, Axis and Fish have faced Strange again.
Oh, yeah.
They met somewhere. I had pictured even one of them holding a gun to like holding Strange at gunpoint, and says maybe they address some beef or something, or like I imagine that interaction happened, but not really alluded to, nowhere to put it. But I'm thinking for 6 months, if there's like an active like operation going on with multiverse cops, they've encountered him once.
Oh yeah.
Maybe there's a reason he's living like a rat in the warehouse.
Yeah.
But I really try to fill out the world and think on it.
Oh yeah. So let's go back to Dents for a moment.
Very fun. That's fitting, as my next project is the sequel to Dent.
So with how Dent ended, now without spoiling anything.
If you can guess how Harvey Dent short film ends. It goes a little harder than most people were expecting, I learned.
True.
Thanks, Marley.
But with how Dent ended, how do you... Alright, not how do you, but you left it...
Pretty open.
Yes. What does that particular character hold for the future of the Danielverse?
You're talking about Harvard Dent?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to say one thing about Dent 2. There was always... This 5th short film was always going to be called Outlaws of Gotham. And originally when the Kingpin trilogy was going to happen, Strange Axis was going to come out, and then we were going to go work on Chaos of Gotham, the second movie. And that director just kind of decided he wasn't going to... Totally gave up on that. So there's a million things in all these shorts that kind of were setting up things. And now, because those aren't happening, the 5th short has a million more things to wrap up. There's the Penguin, too. There's, like, so much stuff from Kingpin and Elements that I want to wrap up and give a satisfying conclusion. So I've created, like, a huge, big mess in the canon, and I basically get to wrap it up, but I know where every piece was going to go, everything was going to lie. For Harvey Dent, it's hard to say exactly... I know what's going to happen next, but when I wrote Dent, that was not written... That was written to, like, perk up Chaos of Gotham, which was going to come out and was going to feature the Joker, Harvey Dent. Not so much of that wasn't going to happen, but I imagined in my head, and I made Trent. I was like, I know like how I want to walk with the cane and everything. So when I made Dent, that was not made at all with the intent of me making a sequel. And I know that's shocking, but that's like how much I just threw into the project. Again, it was meant to be it's a spinoff, and it was meant to build on. Have something that is made by someone else but builds off it. And then in making these prequels, I've been able to go and maneuver so many elements perfectly in place for the final chapter, which, already has a lot. I've Dent 2, which will now be Outlaws of Gotham. It'll primarily be a Dent 2, but also, wrap everything up. Although all my characters know each other, so it's all very cozy. Nobody has to say hi, or, once or twice, but... So, yeah.
So, with taking on...
And real quick... Mm-hmm. I will say I do know what's going to happen with Harvey Dent. It's going to be unexpected, but not in like a Rian Johnson Last Jedi way. But it's really going to be a cool depiction of Harvey Dent, the way he's manipulated and maneuvered. It's going to jump ahead in time a little bit because coma, and even that post-credit scene will be addressed. I did want to say that on Outlaws because. Definitely thought on it, but I don't want to say too much. It's also going to be a strain on my mental health to both play Axis, teaming up with Rachel, and Harvey Dent.
Oh, yeah.
And wrap everything up, so...
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how big these bags under my eyes get. They're going to be huge.
You're just going to be able to lay down, and they're going to be the pillows for you.
There you go. There you go. And then I'm going to sleep easy on the barn floor.
Oh, yeah. So... The genre you kind of thrive in is one you've made yourself. Like
Danielverse sauce.
Oh yeah. But you also dabble in horror and just other things. So, because you're attached to quite a few projects.
Yep.
I'll just name a couple. Obviously, not there too. The Forsaken Few and a couple other ones. But going into those, knowing that they're horror movies, you've already read the script for part 2 of Not There, getting into that character again, now knowing what you have to do without spoiling anything, now knowing what the character goes through, because in part 1 Ray was a small character,
very, very microscopic, the kind of little plug like Kuda and Dent. so tiny, like in a montage, a few
Oh,
seconds. Yeah. I have slightly more screen time than Kuda and Dent. And my role in Not There, my one of them.
All right. But going into part 2, we focus on just the character of Ray. The story that's being told. How do you feel about your transition, the character of Ray's transition from what he did in part 1, which will be premiering sometime this year, very soon, to what you read in part 2, without spoiling anything? How do you feel about that transition so far?
I was very happy to be brought back. I wasn't exactly sure, because there was so little the first time around, I wasn't entirely sure exactly where we were going to go with it. I gotta say, it was actually a surprise. It was cool to read it and then reread it and think on it. It was not what I expected. I'm sure there will be things that change along the way with little bits here and there, but I was impressed with it. I'm like, that's a cool subversive way to take that character. So it makes me excited to see what the other character would be. What could become possibly. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cool.
All right.
For someone who likes filling his scripts with just so many characters and so much life of the world.
There's, in comparison to the cast of like your films and just this and some other stuff you've been attached to, there seems to be a common like thing happening. Is like, you get the main crew you like, you get the people you, and then it's the same thing with everything else. It seems you attach yourself to things, and then those projects, regardless of what it is, get uplifted in some way, shape, or form.
They give back too, yeah. Because I have met like people on these projects that I brought onto mine, and it feels like a very healthy friendship. It's cool. I like it. There's people from quite a few shoots actually that I've worked with on this current project. I love that you said I make my own genre too, because that is true.
Oh yeah, you do.
With how I make it's like you can see my love of the Clone Wars, Argento, Rodriguez, Michael Bay, Andor. You can see all the shades of it, but I really just wanted to make stuff that was like really me, and it's I've never heard anyone put it that way. That's remarkable.
You left out one name that I actually, when I'm watching your movies, one thing that I
Sam Raimi.
Okay, 2 names.
Okay. Yeah.
You have a little bit of Spielberg in there too.
That's good to hear, because Spielberg is very much a professional. He's like a very kind grandpa, but he knows how to like work and get stuff done. I definitely admire him. That's cool. Thank you. That's nice. He was my favorite director ever for a while. Now I can't pick favorites. But growing up, I had a Spielberg book. I really admired the guy. I loved how he like really just knew how to get stuff done. Even watching his movies now, there's so much efficiency to the filmmaking. It's like Christopher Nolan, watching him work, where it's like a machine and he just gets it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. My favorite directors. I try to just know what I want and stay focused. You got to work with actors and whatnot, but I'm on par with one of my icons.
Well, kind of piggyback off what you just said about like working with people and the cast and stuff like that. People seem to gravitate toward not just the movie themselves, but what the story's being told, and ultimately the stories being told are your stories.
They're from the heart. They're real. But they have a lot of real human input from actors, and I want everyone to sort of give some influence on their character.
Oh yeah. One thing that stands out is you're all inclusive.
Yep.
Like, there's not been I do my homework. Like I try to vet everybody just so I can kind of get know who I'm going to work with. I do a little bit of homework every now and then.
You got to be safe. Hey, there's some dangerous people in this world.
Oh yeah. But every time I mention your name in a group of people, it's nothing but good things.
Hey, that's cool. I have good things to say about good people, so I'm glad it goes both ways.
Oh yeah. But one thing that multiple people say that some people find shocking and surprising is that when you talk, it's like you're talking while you're telling your stories. Because and that's meant to be a compliment. I know if I say that to some people, but
how dare you compliment me? And most people, they're joking.
Oh yeah, but because the way you talk with an elegant way that when you're telling your stories, it's kind of like on par of who you are is what you put out.
That's awesome.
You know, and
Like
that
Spielberg. That's another great. Not a question, but that is great.
you know.
How about you stick to acting? No, kidding.
But I mean, I think people hold you in high regard. They may not
Cool.
say it at times, but they do.
It was before coming up here yesterday, I had the thought where I realized, and this never enters my head day to day, but I realized like people I've worked with, I think I'm really respected. I think they think I'm cool. They want to work with me more, which is good. But you know, I do so much stuff, you don't always get the time to. You can make time for a lot of things, but you don't get to enjoy everything in your memory, whatnot. But I've had some really good thoughts recently with Zella's help and other people I've met. It's made me look back on like everyone I've worked with, and like I have a lot of respect for a lot of people I've worked with. They've been professional. Most of the people I worked with have been pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate that. I believe in good storytelling. As coming from business, coming from just a place of logic, I believe, you know, for whether it's for your audience or whoever they are, for a movie or in real life, people need to know what they're looking at. They need to know what they need to know. That simple.
Oh yeah.
And I wish more people had business training or took business. You could understand how to talk to people, how to get information across.
Oh yeah.
And in the film industry, you can do it without being abrasive.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed on that one.
That's referring to a whole bunch of people, no one in particular. You're cool.
Yeah.
Just in general, people.
Oh yeah. So we're kind of coming near the end of the show,
Yep.
but I do want to say a couple.
We got questions. What do we got?
We got some stuff still.
Okay, cool. Shoot.
Off the top of your head, favorite 3 zombie movies?
Oh gosh, Day of the Dead. That's number 1. I'd say Dawn of the Dead. Oh gosh, that's hard. A lot of good zombie movies. I'm gonna say 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later was good.
28 Days Later and Dawn, but Day is absolute. That is like.
Not that Nick Cannon shit.
No, not that shit, and not the remake either. Whatever that was about from Millennium Films, garbage. Not canon, doesn't exist. Who cares? The original Day of the Dead is perfect. It's my favorite zombie movie ever. I love it to death. Oh, I wish I brought the DVD. Why didn't you tell me about this question? I could have brought my DVD signed by everybody.
I like to throw them out every now and then.
At least I'm prepared for it.
All right, so
Top 3 zombies. Good one.
top 3 bands.
Good Charlotte. Oh gosh. You know, I just got the 17 and my playlist got all messed up, and on the way over here I was adding a bunch of songs. It's still definitely Good Charlotte. Iron Maiden for sure. I'm blanking. I spent all day like looking at music, and it's like a lot of it was singles. I'd say Good Charlotte's one of my favorite.
All right.
I'd say definitely no. Top 3, come on.
All right, so we'll go.
I'm still getting musically inclined in the world. It was weird. It's like transfer from one phone, and then it's like I added one thing to it, and it like totally reset.
Oh yeah.
And I've been making strange axes, so at least you know I'm working.
That's fair. We'll go Good Charlotte.
There you go.
What advice? Because I know I asked the question last time. What advice would you give yourself? What advice would you give to the audience who are trying to get into the industry? So here's my question. What advice would you give people who are already in the industry?
Oh boy, that's tough. That's a toughie because I'm in the industry, but I'm also trying to not get in the real industry because that's exhausting and impossible and tiring. But I'm trying to stay in the indie industry, but also do my own thing, but also work with a lot of people and other stuff. I would say find your voice and just stick at it. I did not plan to shoot as much as Strange Axis as we did at work, but I had a really great time and it really worked out. And now that place feels like my studio. I got a key to it and I can do anything there and just love it. Love cleaning the place up and respecting it.
Oh, yeah.
Find your voice. Be fearless. Still be fearless. One thing I'll say about Strange Axis, there was an added layer of anxiety to it the whole time. Just because for this time I felt like, okay, I'm doing this for real now. There are real actors. Like, there are more eyes on me. Like, it definitely felt it kick up a notch. But honestly, made it work.
Oh, yeah. All right, so last and final question. Outside of the Daniel-verse, people you have not worked with yet, who would you like to work with?
Are we talking on the indie circuit, or are we talking like actual celebrities? Like actors in Hollywood and SAG and whatnot.
Let's stick with the independents.
Okay. I would have said Keisha Clemens if I haven't already worked with her. She was incredible. She was a fan too from the start.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I'd like to work with everyone that I haven't worked with so far. I mean, I went through all the locations I have in my back pocket, and I got like 5 years of not having to really go outside of Galleon or do a whole ton because of all the stuff we got. If I just am like creative with each room and corner and whatnot, yeah, I'd like to keep working with everybody. Everyone is cool, you know. You got to obviously vet people and make sure things are solid, but I'd love to work with everyone that's good and means well and is solid. You know, when we're shooting at work, it's like I can't just bring anybody.
Sure.
I'm not gonna have like a criminal background check on you, but I might ask some of my actor friends, "Hey, is this person cool?"
Oh yeah.
And when I get good reviews, which is usually, it's a go. So.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to worry about.
Oh yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you a rare opportunity.
Iron Maiden. I throw them in there.
They're good?
I
Yeah.
was thinking of Phenomena recently.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give you a rare opportunity that I don't really give a lot of people.
Ooh.
If there was one question you could ask me about anything, if this was your podcast, what would that question be?
What is your dream project? Because I've talked about my first film, Violent Justice, which that was a dream project. I've talked about all my short films, which each one was a dream project because they're so different. And I've talked about the Giallo. What would you say is your, like, you always wanted to make a movie like this, or you just felt this story? What genre would it be? What would you say? What would it be?
I would say that the number one thing I would like, my dream movie is always a zombie movie. But in the vein of Return of the Living Dead, where they can run but not talk and think.
Okay.
But also in a vein of Dawn of the Dead, where they do detain just a little bit of remembrance of where they were. So now you got the fast running zombies who are running toward a location that they remember, and they're going to devour anybody who's in the way. And I'm lucky and actually glad to say that that script has been written.
29 years later, coming soon.
10,000 AB coming soon. No.
If it started the fish, it would he'd be doing like this pose, and it'd be called 69 years later. 69 day or something. Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Something stupid.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool. Well, hopefully that's a film that becomes a reality at some point.
At some point. I know for the next couple of years we both have. We got some phases, we got some projects, we got some stuff to get to, but oh yeah. You know, but
Goblin. That'd be my third.
Okay, Goblin.
God, how did it take me that long? I'm sorry, everyone. Goblin. Oh, I listen to one of their songs once a day. An underrated one by Claudio Cimaretti. The Card Player. The music, not the movie. The movie is so lifeless, but.
Now the only movie that there's two movies, and I know I said we did this a minute ago, but still, there's two movies I will never vouch for. There's two movies I will never say watch. There's two movies that, in my household, they are blacklisted.
Fishtail 0 Hour. Kidding.
That would be Telephone, which stars Whoopi Goldberg. Anybody who's ever seen that, I'm sorry. And then whoever hasn't seen it, don't. And then Tarot.
Oh, the one that every actor I've ever met tells me was probably written by AI.
Tarot was the worst movie of the last 30 years.
Sounds unbelievably bad.
And somehow they managed to get the guy who played Ned from Spider-Man in there. But it was a shit movie.
AI probably didn't even want it. King Von and Elon Musk kidnapped or Von King. Am I saying that right? You know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. But no, those two movies, don't waste your time. I'm sorry for whoever made the movies and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's my own opinion, but they're shit movies.
Grok, can we write an apology for them? Is that a thing? Is that still a thing, Grok? Yeah. I see that every day.
Oh, yeah.
That's the future.
Oh, yeah.
AI.
I want to thank you, Carter, for coming back on.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. When does the trailer come out?
Trailer's already out.
Trailer's already out. Look at that. Go on YouTube.
Danielverse channel. The project comes out February 27th.
This coming Friday. Oh, you're up against some stiff competition.
Bring it.
You got some.
Oh yeah, I got some Wes Cravenless Scream. Yeah, I'm real scared. Real scared of that.
Yeah. All right. So, trailer's out on YouTube. Daniel Verse on YouTube. Go watch the trailer. Watch his former films. Watch his other films. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't know.
No, you're good. And if you watch this far, thank you, because my interviews are like an hour. I mean, I like to talk and I love it, but there is so much that I'm doing every single day, and I never until Zella, I didn't really have anyone to, bring all these details to or talk about this world. So I'd love to build the creative brain trust out a bit. There's one actor that's going to be in Not There Too, who we might work on some small project.
Okay.
Maybe something small.
You're gonna have to tell me who that is after the interview.
He almost played. Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
We'll see how Not There Too goes.
Oh yeah.
Should be good.
Should be. Yeah. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Well, it's gonna be good. Fuck that. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna work. I'll be there.
Oh yeah. All right, Carter. Thank you for coming on.
Oh,
thank you for being an all-star.
Of course.
And everyone go follow his YouTube channel, Daniel Verse. Watch his movies.
Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Oh yeah, I forgot to ask that question.
I'm on everything.
Oh yeah.
Carter Daniel at the Daniel Verse. Sometimes 77.
Oh yeah.
2 first names. You can find it. I'm out there.
Oh yeah, and definitely check out the award-winning.
Oh yeah.
Dent.
Check out Dent, but before Strange Axis, you should watch Axis Run, which is on my channel, The Daniel Verse. It's going to lead right into this, and then you should watch Dent, award-winning, and then 0 Hour, and the final chapter's coming this summer. It might kill me, but who cares? It's going to be awesome.
Well, you'll live on.
Forever. That's all I ever wanted.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to end it differently than normally. I say everyone stay NC-17. Today we're going to end it with this. When you're in a world surrounded by people who want to do the best, just be you and also be the best. And make sure you watch every single thing this man has done, including Out There when it comes out, because he's playing a big part in that whole thing. Selfless plug. Shameless plug. There we go.
He's good for it. He's fine.
I'm all over the place.
They're doing good.
Later.